Welcome to Lone Crow Adventures. I'm Samantha, and this channel is about all things camping, hiking, and backpacking. This weekend, we're settling into a weekend of hot tenting. We've got the Winterwell Nomad stove and the Lux Hercules tent. We're going to get these things set up, and we're going to get that stove fired up. Hi, viewers. Look,
These gloves match this geodome.
like that? Yeah, just like that.
Okay.
That was great. All right, back to work. All right, guys, we have the tent all set up, and we're going to show you the inside and show you the layout that we found that works the best for us so far. All right, so these are the basic living quarters here. It's a pretty big tent on the inside. The hexagon shape kind of threw me for a loop because I've always had a tent that have a square design or a rectangular design, so that was a little bit different. But basically we have a daytime setup and a nighttime setup. So this is the daytime setup, so it maximizes the amount of usable space. We put our chairs one on either side of the stove. We've got the stove in the middle. We've got this new eco fan, which is totally awesome. It increases the temperature by like 20 degrees. It's amazing. And then we've got the wood stacked up over next to one chair, and then we have all the cooking supplies over the other chair over here. So this is the daytime usable space that we use for cooking, lounging, and hanging out. So I'll show you guys the rest of the tent. So here you've got the stovepipe on the outside, and I'll just take you guys in here one more time. And you see how things kind of get cramped up with this hexagon design here. And we stack the pads over here like this to save space. The next tent that I will buy for hot tenting is going to be a wall tent. I'd like to get something that's more of a 10 by 12 or a 12 by 14 size, because this hexagon shape really does limit the size of objects that you can actually store in your tent. So you notice over here in this corner you've got, three little things that work great in that hexagon space. But then when you come over here and you start looking at these mats, which are 30 inches wide, 77 inches long, you notice that these longer items don't fit well or work well with that hexagon space. And basically you have this entire space back here that's not really being used optimally. So moving forward, I'd like to get a wall tent rather than having this hexagon shape. Getting the fire started now. You can probably hear the rain against the side of the tent. It's kind of nasty. We made a couple changes this time. We got a couple bins of wood over there in the corner. We have the eco fan on top of the stove. That's a change, and we have a fire mat right here as well, so we can use the full floor inside of the tent. Alright, we got the stove cooking, we've got the fan going. That pipe is really hot. I think we need to scale the heat back there a little. It's glowing intensely. It's over 80 degrees in here. It's really hot. So I think we're gonna close things up a bit. Well, here we are breaking every rule in bear country. Don't cook inside your tent. Except we're not in bear country, we're in central Illinois, so I think I can get rid of the raccoons that might come around later on. We're making some tacos. Just frying up the meat right now. It's gonna be tasty, tasty. So let me tell you a little bit about this. Is the second time that I've done hot tenting. The first time it was really cold. This time it's hanging out right around that freezing mark. So I prepared for it to be really cold. I packed underlayers. I packed one pair of polyester sweatpants, and I packed a polyester sweatshirt. I didn't pack any t-shirts. I didn't pack any summer clothes, because why would you need that in January? I am sweating to death. It is over 80 degrees in this tent. And thank God Sarah brought a t-shirt because I couldn't make it in long sleeves. I'm dying. I've got the window open back over here. It is so hot. I can't even believe how hot it is in the hot tent. It is incredibly hot. But I mean, it's way better than sitting around the fire in freezing drizzle, freezing to death. So I was just really unprepared with the gear. So next time that I come hot tenting, I think I'm gonna throw in like a pair of shorts and a t-shirt, just so that once we get everything going, I can layer down to those minimalist layers, because even with these underlayer pants on that I have on right now, these are Capilene thermal weight layers, and I am just dying, soaked in sweat. So hot tent lesson number 1, bring some summer clothes. So what is your favorite part of hot tenting so far?
Watching you freak out over everything. Oh, am I not supposed to tell the viewers that?
No.
You've got it well in hand. That's my favorite part. The fact that you have it well in hand.
So I have a problem, folks, with small spaces. Small spaces freak me out. So we're just going to do a quick 360 of our living quarters here.
You're going to show them the toilet table?
Yeah, the toilet table. This is the, toilet slash preparation station. It's kind of gross, but you know what? Whatever. And then we got all this is all bedding and stuff over here. We've got one mattress pushed up against the wall over here in the corner, and then we've got a bin over here, the stove with our dinner cooking, and a couple bins of wood over there. Sarah's snow pants hanging out. But it's just like you can't move in the tent.
That's because it's wet. Like the whole
and the floor
is flooded. That's the problem.
The floor is wet because we came in and we dragged a bunch of snow in on our shoes.
Raining / snow on the ground.
Yeah, so that's been...
And, yeah. So when we wake up, there's going to be it's going to be like being on an icy lake. I'm assuming.
No.
Come morning.
Good stuff. So now we add our magic ingredients to this. The first magic ingredient, bam, fresh mushroom. The second magic ingredient, black beans. Give the tacos a really nice flavor.
Back in the day, she was English speaking. Oh.
So our carbon monoxide detector started going off.
I don't know what she's saying to me.
And it's supposed to have some kind of voice alerts, except she's speaking Japanese, I believe.
I don't know what it is.
And the thing's going off, but it's saying 0 parts per million. I'm pretty sure the batteries are
I
just
think she's
dead.
saying, wait 2 minutes. She's counting down, but then she'll just say 0 again and start randomly going off. But I want to see if that light stops flashing, because I think she had low batteries. But I swear when we first got this, she spoke English.
She
I'm
did.
telling you. I know, yeah. Like, but there's no buttons. Like, how do you make her speak English again?
I don't know. And why did she suddenly start speaking Japanese?
I don't know. I mean, there's like no buttons on this product. It's not.
It's flashing.
Yeah, it's testing. That's why I said I think she said wait 2 minutes.
Well, it's scary when like your carbon monoxide detector starts going off, but it only went off for like 10 seconds, and then it turned itself off, and it said 0 parts per million.
And
so
then it started flashing with a red light.
And then she started speaking Japanese.
And then she spoke.
But I'm pretty sure
maybe it was like a warning that she was going to have a meltdown and start speaking in tongues.
It's toasted.
Oh yeah. Look at that. That's delightful.
All right, next one.
It's like Like they just come out of the microwave for like 30 seconds, you know.
Look at that. Yeah, I think a couple of nice, generous portions. We've got lots to go around.
We got another. Don't forget we're gonna have breakfast.
Breakfast
A lot on
burrito.
one.
I think that's a little too much.
Yeah, take some back.
Cheese.
Okay. Let's see.
Mmm. Mm-hmm. Hot tent tacos.
Think it'll percolate with not all of it on like that? Maybe I hang it off?
Yep. Java.
Delicious. So, we're either going to have coffee in a few minutes or melted plastic all over. I'm not sure.
We're going to talk about the second do not of hot tenting. We bought one of those compressed fire logs intended for fireplaces, thinking that, oh yeah, that'll burn all night. We put it in there. I mean, it was guns blazing all night. I mean, this thing was out of control. The whole stove was glowing red. At one point, we tried to take it out of the stove, but then because it's made of compressed wood, it just kind of started falling apart. So then we're pushing it back in and closing the door, and I mean, it was out of control. So we're never going to use one of those in our stove again. I mean, it worked great. It burnt for hours, but I mean, I thought the whole stove was going to just melt into the ground. It was glowing red. It was insane. So that's the second don't do of hot tenting. We'll have to make a series of, you know, hot tenting no-nos, you know, because we're making every mistake that we can. We're checking them off. Take this off here. We'll give her a little pour. Oh, that smells good. good. Nothing like a hot breakfast in the hot tent.
I think the eggs taste better than they do at home.
Stuff always tastes better when you're camping.
I think it's because you have to like really work for it and wait for it for an hour and smell it.
Yeah, at home this breakfast would have taken like 15 minutes. But first hot tent biscuits. It's a hanky.
Yeah, but
It's what you carry in the winter when you have a runny nose all the time.
It looks like a hair bow.
Well, just wipe your nose.
No. Okay, that's too much reality. We're filming you trying to wipe my nose. Can I just have a paper towel?
If you want to end up with a raw nose, that's up to you.
I'm only gonna
These miniature tree fibers in that's gonna rip that little nose right up.
No, because these are just a screen paper towel.
What do you think old farmers always carry around? A hanky.
I know, but that's not a true hanky. That's a hair buff. It's much larger than a hanky.
Actually, it's a bandana, but I've had it for like 20 years and it's really soft. So, I just carry it in my front pocket. I don't care if it's gross. It's
All
functional.
the viewers just had to be exposed to a 30-second segment of you blowing your nose on a hair buff. That's not how I thought this was going to go when you pushed record on
Neither did I.
Anyways.
When you're cooking on this kind of a stove, there's not a lot you can do to control the heat. If you want it on a lower setting, make sure that this door is closed. And if you want to crank up the heat a little bit, you just open that up, allows it to take in some more air, and 2 or 3 minutes later this will really start to sizzle up here. So there's not too much adjustments in terms of the heat when you're cooking with this stove. And that's part of the reason why these meals take a little bit longer, but they're so worth it. For dinner tonight, we're having beef tips with roasted potatoes and fresh mushrooms. This is going to be really awesome. Oh yeah, it's amazing. It's too bad you guys can't have some of this. What an amazing night's sleep we had last night. It was so great. Stove kept us nice and toasty warm. The sleeping bags worked great. Those sleeping mats are excellent. Top notch. Having some coffee. And it's mild enough this morning that we can open up these doors, get a nice little cool fresh breeze, and then we've got the heat coming off the stove. It's just the perfect winter morning to wake up to. We
needed this. We used this last night on my finger.
So, let's talk about the importance of a first aid kit for a few minutes. Sarah managed to catch her finger in a pair of pliers, causing a blood blister. She managed to cut 2 of her fingers at the same time with a kitchen knife.
Washing dishes.
Oh yeah, washing dishes. That's why she's not allowed to cook, because you know that's too dangerous for her. And then she managed to burn a finger on her other hand taking a biscuit off the stove. So again, you know, we just keep Sarah out of the kitchen. That's how everyone stays safe.
Anybody who knows me will believe that I managed to burn my hand taking a biscuit off, because I invoke a no biscuit left behind policy.
Yep.
I'm getting that biscuit off the stove.
She's getting that biscuit, and then that was a delicious biscuit. It was
I
worth
ate it, and then I tended to the wound. Let's
Yeah.
put it down.
Yeah. Biscuit first, 2nd degree burned, second. Got to keep a clean house. All right, so we're just taking our stove apart. Holy moly. Really on there. It's really important that you clean your stove every couple days. So that's what we're doing now. A little bit of buildup. Most of the buildup forms at the top, though. But really important to clean the stove, or you end up with fire on your hands. Now, fun thing about this little stove, these drying racks flip up, oh, and it just turns into a little handle. But we still got some hot coals in here. Whenever you're handling the stove, unless you're absolutely sure it's cold, you want to have some kind of heat-resistant gloves. These are the Winterwell gloves. They're like, I don't know, 12 bucks or something. But if 12 bucks is a bargain, if it saves you a trip to the emergency room. See, we still got lots of hot ashes in there. Pick up that hot grid, no problem. And I think I'm actually going to bury these ashes. I put some dirt over it. So it's kind of windy today. I don't want to start a forest fire on accident. Fire safety. Well, that concludes our hot tenting weekend. Thanks so much for coming on the adventure with us. We're going to try to get out there at least another 2 times this winter. And as always, we will bring you along so that you can have adventures right alongside us. If you haven't already done so, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. There is great stuff on this channel. And since you're still hanging around, you may as well check out another video. Until next time, folks, we'll see you on the trail.